this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus AEW Dark. This is from July 27th, 2021. This, my friends, is episode 99. Congratulations on that alone. I think that's really awesome. This was a nice, tidy episode of AEW Dark, headlined by a really great main event between Dante Martin of Top Flight teaming with the Varsity Blondes against the Acclaimed and Ryan Nemeth. They kept it to about 6 matches, really short and sweet. About a 45-minute show, infinitely watchable. Keep in mind that AEW Dark Elevation was 2 hours yesterday, so I was flinching at the thought of like, oh my God, it's gonna be another long show, but it wasn't, and it was nice and tidy and built up a lot of stuff that's happening on Dynamite and payoffs for stuff that are going to happen in the future. I really liked it. We have a cold open with Evil Uno and Stu Grayson in a stairway, and they're previewing that 10-man elimination tag match tomorrow. He says they asked for tonight's match, and they're going to hurt their opponents to prove that the Dark Order is the best tag team, so the Elite better be watching. Sounds good to me. Taz and Excalibur welcome us to an explosive episode of Dark as they take us to our first match right away. I gotta say, having a real crowd for these things really spices them up, makes them a lot of fun. Really good. Red Velvet against Alejandra Leon. And, Red Velvet has gotten to the point where she can, I wouldn't say carry somebody in a match. She didn't have to carry Lion, but definitely showcase herself while having a match go very well. And I thought this match went very well. She wins with the final slice. For matches that are not competitive, we go on a 3 checkmark system. And the standard for this one will be, did Red Velvet go over in definitive fashion? Absolutely. Did she look good in the process? Oh, yeah. And if Lion looked good or got a disproportionately large amount of offense in the loss, she would get a 3rd check mark. And she definitely gets one here. She looked good in the offense that she did get to have. And her job was to make Red Velvet look good. And she most certainly did that. So 3 check marks, and we're off to the races. Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss are backstage. And Janela says they're back together and focused, and says no more bad influence like Alex Marvez. But this doesn't feel like a payoff of the different things that have been happening. Next week is AEW Dark 100, and that'll be the start towards the AEW Tag Team Championships. He calls out the Young Bucks. Kiss says Janela says it all, and Bad Romance will be on top. Okay, so they're calling out the Young Bucks. It's interesting. Match number 2, Abaddon against Killer Kate. And, this match is what you think it would be. I did like that after Killer Kate took a little bit of a beating here. I liked when she caught Abaddon in a triangle armbar. I thought that looked really good. Abaddon rolling through and hitting an uppercut was also good. And then just beating her down. Abaddon just unfazed, hits that backhand while doing that adjustment to her neck thing that I like. The audience is chanting, "Eat her soul." Abaddon catches Kate with a power bomb, a headbutt, and then does that hooking leg DDT for the win. I liked it. 3 check marks. Great job by Killer Kate as well. I think they're going to bring Killer Kate back. That's my prediction. We get a highlight last week from where Diamante cost Big Swole a match against the Bunny, and Swole agrees to Diamante's challenge. I'm almost surprised this isn't the main event, honestly, because it's something that they've built up for a while, but I'm glad to see it here in this prominent spot on AEW Dark. Diamante against Big Swole, good match. Maybe the best match I've seen Swole do, if I'm being honest, in terms of clean ring technique and the story of the match being followed through in a way that made sense. I really like this. Diamante, though, as Swole tries a sunset flip, Diamante blocks it, sits on Swole, and grabs onto that top rope for the win. Oh, boy. Oh boy, so I don't think this thing is done. This is our first competitive match. The standards are slightly different. Did both look good? I think both looked good in this match, Big Swole and Diamante. Did Diamante win in a way that was easily discernible? And the answer is yes. And is something perhaps going to continue out of this? I think so. I don't think this thing between Diamante and Big Swole is finished by any stretch, so 3 check marks. Dark Uno. Evil Uno and Stu Grayson promised us to beat somebody up and hurt them, and they most certainly did to Zach Mason and Warren Johnson. This was a very serious Dark Order team, which was great to see. They definitely hit, different combinations of stuff. Grayson was flying all over the place. Grayson hits that running knee into the pile driver from Uno for the win. Brutal. 3 check marks. Good job by the guys who were losing. They definitely got their clocks cleaned as they were supposed to. We see highlight clips from the Acclaimed and the Varsity Blondes rivalry. Max Caster raps. This is mostly Cheap Heat from Texas, the Second Amendment line, and gonna rip Julia like Ezekiel Elliott's dog. Is what it is. The match itself is very good. The only thing Martin got, that reversal where he jumps over the corner post from the inside of the ring to the outside and wipes everybody out and then comes in and finishes off Ryan Nemeth. That all looked phenomenal. The finish did not. He's supposed to hit his flipping stunner. That all looked very awkward and janky. But at the end of the day, he gets the win. They're happy. Brian Pillman cuts a really good promo on the Acclaimed, actually. So a very effective way to end the show. Competitive match, to be sure. So did both sides look good? I'd say yes. Did Dante Martin and the Varsity Blondes win in definitive fashion? Sure. Was something advanced? Yes. We're continuing. It's another chapter in the Varsity Blondes against the Acclaimed. And Dante Martin getting to look like a star, though Brian Pillman, I thought it was funny when Taz was like, are you going to put him over? He's the one who won you the match, which is absolutely right. But at the end of the day, a really good episode of Dark. Looking forward to number 100 next week.